Seeing him twice in just 2 weeks after 4 months of nothing, both in the most serendipitous ways and in what feels like a brand new lighthearted energy between us with no more heaviness from the past, proves how powerful the inner work is. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the bridge between where you are currently and your end with your true love, with your specific person. Mirror soul, that's what I like to call it on my channel. Sometimes the middle can be extended and can last longer when somebody is approaching the inner work as a way to get something, because that energy and intention behind your inner work comes from a lack of fulfillment. Your character, avatar, personality, ego doesn't realize that you are one with everyone and everything. You can label that whatever you want to label it. It doesn't matter. If you continue to live your life from this level of the personality or the ego, you can get results. You can manifest your person back. You can end up happy. There's no question about that. That being said, it's more empowering if you apply this understanding to everyone and everything in your personal experience in your life. So in the morning, when you wake up, you tap in at that level of oneness with everyone and everything, gratitude, then within yourself and your own power, love for yourself, and then the particular areas of your life. Because when you approach it from that perspective, your life, your entire life you'll become more fulfilled. Your entire life will change. You'll experience more instant manifestations. I want to read something from an email from one of my clients just to inspire you. It's just a fun email about some unfolding synchronicities that she had with her mirror soul. Literally a light and fun video. If you have a soul desire in the core of you to be with your true love, you wouldn't be able to have that level of desire. And I'm not talking about a lack of a wanting, but the desire. The desire is good because the desire is your proof and the evidence that it already exists. You would not have a desire so deeply within you unless that was already done. You were simply becoming aware of something that already exists. Your desire desires you, or you, again, you wouldn't even be able to desire it. So before I read the email from my client, again, this is just a light and funny, not funny, light and fun email just to inspire you, because I think it's adorable what happened with her and her mirror soul. And she also manifested an amazing experience with her job, but I won't be able to share that in today's video. So before I get further into this, if you do love me and my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your true love specific person, deep soul connection, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com, book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session. So sometimes when we desire something so deeply, but there's a little part of our ego, the character, the avatar, the identity, that doesn't feel like that feels like this is too good to be true. A love this deep can't exist. I can't have it all. I have to compromise. There's no way that I could possibly have everything that I want in this life because I have to sacrifice something or the other shoe is going to drop. There's all these limits, and it's not your fault, but it's your job during this, where you are currently. If you're in the middle, it is your job to let go of all of these limits at this level of your ego identity, the character, the avatar. And literally, what you're doing is you're shaping yourself and who you are. And when you shape yourself and who you are, your reality has always been reflecting you. So your reality will continue to reflect you. So what you experienced previously with your mirror soul was also a reflection of what you believed back then. And it could have been a combination of a belief about love, about yourself in love, about men or women, or you in a relationship. Okay. Again, all of that, none of that actually matters, even though I know that it felt very painful. Your only job is to realize what reality is and who you are in it, and to stay focused and aware on what you want, and to let go of the things that came up of what you don't want. So with my client, she was very much aware of the law of assumption for, I think, 10 years. She mentions it in her email to me for about 10 years, but it wasn't until she found me and she started watching my videos and applying, then she saw a noticeable shift within her, and then um, some evidence in her 3D. Again, just the unfolding. So I'll read this, and I intend that it's just light and fun and inspiring. Hi, Kim. We had our first session today, and I'd like to thank you again for everything. Here are the stories of what happened with my mirror soul after I started watching your videos in the beginning of April. So we're now in the middle of May. I want to give a little backstory on me and my Marisol that I couldn't get into in our session due to time. We have so many synchronicities and parallels between us. One of the main being how he's the only person I've ever met who is knowledgeable and passionate about manifestation and spirituality as me in the same way that I am. We bonded deeply over this. Right around when we first stopped talking, he asked me this question. Since we're both on the same page about manifestation, what goes through your mind about our communication being and feeling different as of late? Following up with a voice message about how he felt an increasing need to withdraw for reasons I was precisely the most paranoid of, even though he also wasn't really sure of why he was feeling more distant, just that he was. So her fear internally was now being reflected back to her externally through her mirror soul, even though he couldn't verbalize or understand why. The next time we stopped talking was months after, when I confessed lingering feelings after he told me at dinner that he started dating someone else, which was a manifestation of my ultimate fear. His last message to me that night, in a nutshell, said, I deserve to experience every exact thing I want in my life. So get clear on that, and to remember to be loving and kind to yourselves so that it can all happen. And what I believe is that he basically gave her instructions. He said, I'm going to repeat this in a nutshell. You deserve to experience every exact thing that you want in your life. So get clear on that. And remember to be loving and kind to yourself so that it can all happen. So how I see this is that he was saying, we deserve to be in this love together. So get clear and then be loving and kind to yourself so that it can all happen. Fast forward to 4 months after that with nothing but radio silence and me trying to climb out of a big depressive episode. I found your channel and started watching your videos and doing the inner work. Around 2 weeks after, I became briefly unemployed as my manifestation for my current job was unfolding. And that is an incredible story that I have to find time to film as well. One day in my week of unemployment, I randomly decided to pick up this vintage lamp on Facebook Marketplace last minute and leave my apartment on a whim to go and do that. On the way there, on the way there, I noticed when I stopped at a left turn light that the car in front of me was my mirror soul's. As I could see his reflection on his side mirror, we also have the exact same car, same color, make, and model. After turning, I initially tried to speed past him, but ended up stopping at the spotlight, directly right next to him. This continued for four more spotlights, but I got too scared and full of butterflies in the moment to roll down the window and wave. I went home and got a bit frustrated with myself for getting too nervous, but got the idea to just text him about it in the following day with no expectations, but to just open lighthearted dialogue again and appreciate a wholesome occurrence. He responded excitedly and told me that he's not he was not, excuse me, he not only was looking at my car also, but was noticing how we had matching damage. This is so profound to me. It's so symbolic and profound. And notice that we have matching damage in the exact same three areas of our matching cars. The conversation ended pretty quickly, but it felt natural for it to end when it did. From this point forward, I started exercising even more persistence in my inner work. I also started focusing on having as much fun as possible in the meantime and focusing on my general happiness and joy above all else. This is so important. This is what I always try to tell you guys that you should be doing. Then, just 2 weeks later, when I was out at night on a super random and fairly empty street with a friend, I heard a voice say, "Hey," and I feel a figure next to me, and I turned around to see my mirror soul standing right there. We were both stunned at the run in, but so happy to see each other. We couldn't really get words out for the first 30 seconds, and we're just staring at each other, smiling ear to ear, like, oh my God, it's really you. And it felt like all time was stopping, and so much pure, unconditional love was physically, intensely felt in the air. He couldn't get himself to stop smiling. And the love that we have for each other felt absolutely undeniable in the purest sense for the first time. This moment and the intensity of the love in the air felt during it was an anchoring moment I now return to every time I waver or doubt creeps up about our love. My biggest thing to overcome, I'm going to make a quick suggestion. I think that's good to use that when you have a moment of doubt. But how about instead of seeing the background that you guys were in this public space, how about you just put you and him in your home together and have that intimate moment of looking in each other's eyes and the world freezing and stopping around you? Okay. That's what I suggest. My biggest thing to overcome has been believing that he can actually feel the same. And this moment was 3D proof to me that the love is very much there. He told me that he wanted to get food at this one spot that was unexpectedly closed. So he ended up driving to this spot that happened to be on the corner of the street that I was at. Again, conversation was brief, but ended at a natural point, and we lovingly hugged each other good night. He did have lipstick on his neck, and that triggered her a little bit. My friend with me, who knew nothing of the situation, asked me who was this guy that looked like he was geeked out and so happy to see me and that he couldn't take his eyes off me. Seeing him twice in just 2 weeks after 4 months of nothing, both in the most serendipitous ways and in what feels like a brand new lighthearted energy between us with no more heaviness from the past, proves how powerful the inner work is. Ever since, I haven't felt more confident and genuinely just excited for my end with him. I have no more doubt in our union, and I'm at a place now where I'm just ready to enjoy the rest of the ride without resisting and focusing on just seeing the beauty in the unfolding. I know that one day I'm going to be going to look back on this time in my life very oh my God, I can't say this word, nostalgically. I am more disciplined in my inner work now than ever, with not just him, but in all areas of my life, and unconditionally loving myself and letting my inner world consistently feel like heaven on earth first and above all else. I'm excited to give you an update. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, you see how important it is. The common denominator in all success stories, whether they're success stories that the person actually experienced, like moving in with their person, or it's a success story of the unfolding, it's always the same, that at some point, the person realized that they have to stay within and trust what's in their soul and begin to love themselves and enjoy their life. And then serendipitous things end up happening. Sometimes, if somebody has a lot of history that was more painful with their person, maybe they won't experience the physical 3D serendipitous synchronicities, but they in within their themselves, in their kingdom of heaven, in their heart, in their soul, in their imagination, they'll start to experience more visions of them with their person in any way. So don't judge by appearances. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge your 3D. Don't seek for evidence, because when you do all of those things, you're not actually trusting within your kingdom of heaven. So, what you are doing, and I know that this is very frustrating, is you're staying aware of living your life from your past identity, which simply continues to recycle that identity, which means continues to recycle the experience of that identity, where in your reality, you won't see evidence. Trust that everything that needs to happen is happening. It's not up to you to decide what's happening. That is not your job. That's not your role. You need to really understand that all you have to do is, like I was saying earlier, let go of your limiting beliefs, forgive yourself, forgive your person, stay in love, stay in trust, stay in blind faith. Stop seeking for evidence. Stop wondering why it's not happening. When you already have the answers, you have the keys. You don't have to keep, like, you have to get to a point where you actually apply. Okay. And I know that sometimes it can be triggering. I know that sometimes it can be challenging, but you can do this. There's plenty of proof that anyone can manifest anything that they desire. It's just that the people who end up manifesting and experiencing, they stopped effing around with their 3D and they just went full on in full trust. Okay. Affirm down below, I know and understand that my desire desires me. And obviously, if you need me, just reach out. I love you so much. I intend that this helped. Bye.